Welcome to News Booze.
And what we choose with Dami and Danielle. Cheers.
Charles. I have to pour a little bit more in mine because mine is on the low side, but I'm drinking La Crema.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, yep,
There
there's
you go.
Zoom. There you go. La Crema Monterey 2022 Pinot Noir.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a little backstory for mine. So I learned that if you tell Chat GPT ingredients that you have on hand and say, make me a cocktail, we're gonna call him Chad. Did I tell you this? My mom thought his name
Yeah,
was
I call it
Chad.
chatbot because
Yeah.
GPT doesn't really flow.
So Chad. Um, He put together a hilarious drink, which is basically a tropical carrot punch. And it sounds disgusting, but it is delicious.
Did you say carrot?
I sure did because I
Okay.
had carrot juice in my fridge.
Okay.
So
Just
there's
making sure. I was like, was that a glitch on Zoom?
so I have passion fruit syrup, carrot juice, rum, Grand Marnier, a dash of bitters, and ice, and then it's topped with milk and it's shaken and it's put into this lovely little I'm
Tiki
pretty sure
cup.
it's a Game of Thrones tiki
I was
cup.
gonna say that I don't even see it because it's blurry. It looks like Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my God, yes!
cute,
It's
huh?
the
It's
dragon.
really good. And Chad and I named it. We have a couple different options. I said, give
Can
me
you
something
also
fun.
drop it in the notes so I can add it to the description if somebody wants to whip this up themselves?
I will. Yes. So either the Bunny Breeze,
Cute.
Rum Bunny, Passion of the Carrot.
That's funny.
Orange, you glad I didn't say vodka.
No,
Also funny. Hair of the Tropics.
I like
Passion of the
Passion of the
Carrot.
Carrot.
Let's do it.
That's funny. Yeah, no,
So,
that sounds refreshing. I'm
yeah.
kind of curious when I come to zoo what you're gonna whip up for me because I definitely want you to whip up something because I literally, like I said, I just open a bottle and I pour.
Yeah, I'll have to be like more thoughtful about it and maybe I'll bring in
No,
the help of Chad,
Have Chad whip out 17 random ingredients you have in your fridge and just be like,
right?
here's maybe take a picture of your fridge and he can do it that way. Just like, here's the contents of my fridge. And he's like, there is olive brine and mayonnaise and this, and you're like, okay, no, you're getting weird. You're getting weird.
Like, then don't tell me you have that.
I am Chad. I am your cocktail master. Well, that sounds delightful. And your
Yeah,
cup is adorable.
thank you.
Um,
I also feel like it's on brand with our shit show and like how was
yeah.
Easter weekend.
Well, for me, it was great. The boys and I had a fun-filled Easter extravaganza. We did Boa Vista every single time. I want to say Bona, but it's Boa Vista. We went and met the Easter Bunny for the first time. We did a huge Easter egg hunt, which was the most intense Easter egg hunt of my life, like literally thousands of children.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It was so scary.
Was it a
I was like, don't fall, or you may get trampled.
Was it like an actual Easter hunt where like people were spread out, or was it? I asked this because I went to an Easter hunt that was like they did these big like circles and the kids stand on the outside of the circles, but there was like thousands of children and then they all run to the middle. It was that. She's shaking her head. Yes, that
Yep.
terrifying. Yes, I agree.
That, and then you're like, if one of my kids gets falls, they're gonna get trampled, like the
Mhm.
freaking Lion King scene with the dad. Like shit's gonna get real dark. Like it's not gonna be as cute as I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, same exact thing. And then the ropes dropped at exactly at 12, and they did the countdown, 10, 9. Like it was so intense. And of course, some of the parents were like, oh my God, be careful, guys, be careful. Some of the parents were like, get them all. And it's like, oh my God, guys, literally all that's in them are Jolly Ranchers. You guys need to calm down. So thankfully, I already had the anticipation. I need to turn this camera freaking off. My little sensor, my front door is going off. But I already had this idea in my head. So I already had this planned out with all the stuff, all the accoutrements, and all the fun things that they like. So I did a glow in the dark Easter egg hunt before bed. So later that day. So this thing, all the whole shebang, we got home back home at like 2.
Hmm.
So we were home for a while. So then they did decorating of jumbo marshmallows instead of Easter eggs, which they loved. You dunk it in water, dunk it in sprinkles, bada bing, bada boom. You decorate marshmallows, and they love it. We watched Here Comes Peter Cottontail. We watched Peter Rabbit. We did the glow in the dark Easter egg hunt. Oh my God, they were freaking out. If you follow me on my personal Instagram, you saw it.
Hmm.
So freaking cute. They were like, they love every minute of that. Um, the overall just like jam-packed as much Easter related things as I could into a small span. And then on Easter morning,
Hmm.
of course, the Easter Bunny had left an abundance on
Hmm.
the table of baskets and all the stuff on the inside and that were overflowing in the outside. Opened everything up. They woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. They played no joke until I think they started winding down at 2:30, but I think it was just because the candy had worn off finally. And they're just like still going for it. But I could start seeing like the energy levels dropping a little bit. I was like, okay, cool. You're not going to be little psychos all day long. Because it was just nonstop, like, open this, batteries, put these over here, do this. Wait,
Hmm.
the batteries were out already. Put new batteries in. But highly recommend, of course, bubbles,
Hmm.
remote control cars.
Yep.
And then right now my kids are obsessed with Sprunkies. So I got them a shit ton of blind bags. Sprunkies with an I, Sprunki. You have to be very aware of like which ones your kids are watching because there is some like more teenage Sprunkies. I don't let them watch those. I only let them watch like Play-Doh Monsters where they're making Sprunkies out of Play-Doh or the Play-Doh cartoon or the Sprunky cartoons. Not where they have like a real life version, like Sprunky versus real life. And then there's Roblox Sprunkies. It's like a whole thing. He's obsessed. I don't even know how we got to this point. I don't know how we got here, but we're here and we're in Sprunky Village because he's obsessed. And
Aw.
because the brothers are always together, Wyatt is now
Yeah.
obsessed too. So they like battle over these Sprunkies. Oh, I actually have one right here because the antenna needs to get fixed. So this is
Oh,
a
that's
Sprunky.
cute. Looks like a little robot.
It has like little robot ears. See, beep up
Cute.
the little ball.
Hmm.
I need to fix the ball. But yeah, that's what we did. And then I don't know. I'd call it a 10 out of 10 because my kids were happy-go-lucky all weekend long,
Cute.
full of smiles all weekend long and glees of joy. So that's all you could really want from Easter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. How was yours?
Um, it was really good. I'm trying to think. Like I know I mentioned last week, like I had not gotten anything, but I am thankful for my past self for being so somewhat organized that I kept like old baskets and I also kept like the stuffing in them. And so I went to Target like the night before, which was just, you know what? It was delightful. For some crazy reason, like the first 2 years of my kids' lives, I thought, because I asked Alexa once, what time does Target close? And she told me it closed at like 8. And so I was so sad because like I know I must have been like delirious, from lack of sleep.
Yeah,
Because the boys go to bed like around 7:30. And so I hadn't gone to like Target, just like
by
gone
yourself.
to Target and enjoyed it, like where you just don't
You
have
don't
to
have
worry
little
about a
hands being like trying to
soul.
grab things for you.
No. And you're not
Yeah.
like rushed or anything. You just get to go through each aisle. What a beautiful luxury. So this is my second time doing a late night Target run. I loved it and I honestly didn't like go too crazy, but I did get them some like fun stuff. Like I got them like toddler puzzles, which they're really into, and then I got them like a doctor set, which is cute. They only got one thing of candy, which
That's the
we
trick.
haven't opened
I
at
I
all.
just did like the little M&Ms, the Easter colored M&Ms, and I
Yeah,
just put like three or four in each egg. So
that's all you're
they,
getting, kids.
if they no, and I kid you not, but that lasted, and there's still some. Like
It's like coffee.
they only like would have a small dose, so they basically microdose themselves with freaking M&Ms all day.
So, yeah, and then I just like in the morning they opened that and they were like super excited. The cutest thing though was I feel like it was trumped because the night before Charlie brought back some of his like super old toys from when he was maybe like 8 or 9. And so there was a ton of like actual toy cars, like not plastic, metal toy cars.
The good
And
old-fashioned ones that if they throw them, they'll get a dent in their nose. Yeah.
but they were just like, I mean, like a grip. They came up on those. And then in the morning, we just like hung out at the house and we're like prepping for to go over to my family's house. And my family, shout out to my family, they freaking spoiled the heck out of them. I mean, and everyone else. Like we go to my brothers and my sister-in-laws and they just like have a beautiful array of food and like everyone contributes, but it's just like delicious and there's drinks and champagne and they have the best backyard. Like the kids just like run and they have cousins who are playing with them and taking care of them and they get to jump on a trampoline. But then Josh, my brother, and Mia surprised them. We're just gonna keep it at their house. I'm assuming I didn't take it. But they bought them this like giant bubble machine. So that was really cute. There's like pictures of them just like the childhood joy,
Oh yeah.
unbridled joy of just like being in a bubble cloud. And then they got them their own baskets with a shit ton of candy. And then the like egg hunt for them, each egg had like mini little cars. I mean, like they took it like here, you know?
And I think that's the trick is you don't fill all the eggs with chocolate and candy
No.
because that's going to be too much.
Yeah.
You fill them with small things. So they
Mhm.
were they loved the glow in the dark Easter egg hunt because they had little mini glow in the dark they glow little glow sticks
Oh,
and
cool.
they were playing with
Yeah.
those. Well, that's how it glowed. So they
Hmm.
were playing with those all night long. And they even like
Cute.
rolled on into my bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning with a basket full of glow sticks. And I'm like, you better go back to bed. I'm not waking up right now.
Other than that, like this week, it was a big commuting week for me. Um, like it's funny, we are a podcast and I listen to podcasts when I'm driving, so I'm really appreciative of I'll listen back to us just for like my
Oh,
own
I
notes.
don't. No, I
Just my
make
own
the
notes and I'm like, what did I
well because
say?
I make the teaser, so I
Yeah,
listened the right after I listened to the whole thing, but then I don't like I'm not going to listen in the car. I already
yeah.
watched it.
I
Yeah.
don't blame you. But yeah, so it's like it's good research for me, but then I'll listen to some other stuff. And I found a good podcast I'd like to recommend called The Good Hang. And it has Amy Schumer in it. Am I saying her last name right? Why am I like
Yeah. Oh no, and that's actually what's funny
double?
is I just started subscribing to that, no joke, on Sunday.
Oh, really? No, not Amy Schumer. Oh my God, that's wrong. Amy
Polar.
Poehler.
I knew exactly what you were talking about because
Thank you.
she just had Jack Black on, right?
Yes, and it was so good. I was literally in tears. It was adorable. I just, I've always loved Jack Black, but I think in that moment I was like, I think I could be in love with Jack Black.
No. Well, okay. The
So
funny ones
adorable.
that I think Holiday.
Yes, exactly. Like that's where my brain goes, and I'm like,
Like
yeah, get
Him as Steve in Minecraft, no way.
it.
But in Holiday as the composer or whatever he is, like the score writer,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
so cute and adorable. And oh my God, Kate Winslet, such a lucky gal.
Yeah, totally.
Um, but no, definitely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Like I just, like I said, just subscribed to it. So I haven't like did a full deep dive and I am the same way. I don't commute. But when I'm working, I have podcasts up in the corner. So I do video format podcasts. And then for people who don't do the video format, then obviously I'm obligated to listen to the audio format only on Apple Podcasts. But that's why I like to make sure that we have it on every platform for all the weight listening
It's a good
preferences.
plug.
Because some people like to watch, some people like to listen on Spotify, some people like Apple Podcasts. So we're all over the place. But I'm really excited to get into that one because I
Yeah.
have that on my what's next or whatever already queued up.
It's a really cool one. I also just love I love like the history of SNL. I love hearing about the auditions. I think in like some alternate universe I would be doing like sketch comedy and would love to like audition, but I don't do that and I'm not trained in that. But like
I was
I
about to
think
say, oh my
that
God,
could
are
be
you about
funny.
to announce that this is going to be your next thing?
No. No, but I just love like hearing about it. Like it's just so interesting to me. And I love watching the actual auditions. Like they're just brilliant. Like these people are brilliant. Um
Okay, one other thing that just kind of top of mind,
yeah.
podcast related. So I don't even know, it was within this last week. I got introduced because like I've said before, I'll like repost things on our Instagram often. You need to get on TikTok because again, I'm
I
horrible at TikTok.
know.
I'm good at Instagram. I'm not good at TikTok. So you're a TikTok person. Um, but I discovered these two children. They're tw in their early 20s, so it's not creepy at all. But they're these children who I have to shout out because holy Moses. They are probably early 20s, 22. One of them's 22, one of them is probably same. They're around the same age. They're very youthful. They're very like they're if you look at them, they look like they're 16 years old. One is Dean Withers, and I'll drop his Instagram in the description. And then the other one is Parker Get a Job, and he's Parker Get a Job on YouTube, and he has like 100,000 something subscribers, and he is actually apparently live right now. I just clicked into his YouTube. Um, but Parker Get a Job and Dean Withers, they both have no qualms about voicing their opinions. They're like, they don't have a podcast together, but they're very much like us in the terms of just like how they're fed up. They're very vocal. They don't care what other people are going to think about their opinions. They actually go to rallies that are like Trump rallies
Damn.
and will challenge people. And there's one that I just recently saw Dean Withers at where there was like a governor that was like talking all day about how like Trump's the best ever or whatever for our country. And he was like trying to challenge him and he refused to let him have the mic.
Oh,
And he was like,
wow.
okay, fine. If you're not going to let me have the mic, I'm going to just say it from over here. And he was like trying to get people like to hush him. And he's like, all the red hats. It literally was like a sea of red hats.
Dang.
But these two kids, and I'm going to call them kids, like, again, we're grandparents compared to these children. Not really. But they are doing such a phenomenal job, I think, of really touching people that are in their age bracket, the next, obviously, generations that are below them too, that are looking up to them because they're 21, 22.
Mhm.
They're going to be the next voters. So they're spreading the truth versus, you know, the potential youth looking to other people and getting false information and voting. Again, you're free to vote however you want,
Of
but
course.
if you vote a certain way, you're probably wrong. So but yeah, I just want to give it a shout out to both of them. So I'll link them both in the description because, I just really admire the fact that they do not give two fucks. They believe how they believe. They give facts. They give links just like we do. They give
Mhm.
links to, if you don't want to believe me, here's the link.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Well, I love
I
just
just
like
think
the
it's,
passion and like being informed and also just being involved. That's I think huge. We talk about it all the time, but like people are so out of touch with either politics. They're either out of touch and they don't, especially like that generation, they just don't want to deal with it. And they'd rather be partying or just, like focused on other things. And there's a huge part of me that totally understands that. It takes a lot. It's emotionally draining. I think we're all being like psychologically and emotionally abused right now by this administration. And yeah, so it's hard to like want to turn it on and focus on it. So good for them for doing that and good for them for like getting other people involved and speaking your mind. It's good to question authority. It's good to ask the tough questions. You should be doing that. You shouldn't be a robot.
you shouldn't be. And I feel like also with their age right now, I mean, they're technically out of the college age if you went immediately when you were 18, 17, 18. But I feel like there's just so many people like when all of the protests were happening, I think they're actually still happening, a couple of them are. but the protests were happening at college campuses about, like anti-Israel. Whoa, anti-Israel. I don't know what just happened with my mouth. Um, but like
Glitch
all of
in
this
the
stuff,
system.
there was just like where people were blatantly asked, like, okay, so what is exactly are you protesting? And they're like, well, I'm protesting, free rights. And they're like, but up where? And like they were being asked just simple questions to like, what are you protesting? And people are just like following the herd.
Mm,
Whereas I feel like, and like not knowing what the hell they're actually protesting. They're just following because like, oh, well, my friend's doing it. I'm gonna do it too.
mm,
These two kids are literally just being like, you guys are fucking idiots and we're gonna tell you why. And we're not gonna be mean about it. We're just gonna be like, because Dean Weathers, I sent you a reel and I reposted one this week where he had a Trumper on and they automatically they like went into the whole like kind of like tell me a little bit about you, blah 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 blah. She said she was like a good, fair, and Christian woman or whatever, however that phrase is.
yeah.
That loves Trump and blah 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 blah. He's like, okay, so what if one day Trump told you that being Christian is wrong?
Oh, I
What would you
remember.
do?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, and well, I mean, like he would never steer me wrong. Like in basic, like different way that how she said it, she would denounce her religion if Trump told her to. So there are people out there and he challenges those people. So he actually like will give them like, well, you do know that XYZ, and like he gives them like not just like you're an idiot, like what are you talking about? He talks to them and lets them kind of give their 2 cents and then kind of counters it and then they have nothing to say because it's like you're following this person blindly. You're
Hmm.
legitimately blindly following a herd, but not knowing what you're following them for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is terrifying because like that's pretty much all of his little cult. And we are going to call a spade a spade. It's a cult. All of his cult is doing the same, where they're not, okay, I'm going to backpedal because we had a couple evidence, like, well, one evidence in particular this week. Big Trumper that I know or know
Mm.
of
Hmm.
recently posted something a Trumper would never post.
Hmm.
And I'll just leave it at that. But I'm just saying, okay, some people are now realizing that they maybe made the wrong choice.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, I think they've latched on to maybe a couple handful of things that they like and agree with. I think in the beginning too, when anytime I talk to like a Republican when I was younger, prior to this administration, like really kind of showing its real ugly face. There was talks of like him being a good business person or, just like being financial or fiscally conservative, right? Like that catchphrase you always hear. And I think that that pulls people in initially, and then, you might align on some other things, but you're not seeing the full picture or the like what the big picture is that you're stripping other people of their rights. And we're stripping our democracy basically down right now. And so now you got people who are like, wait a minute, maybe I don't agree with that. So again, I said it like in another episode, like welcome to reality now. Like we're
Welcome to
all
being
gonna be together.
clear-headed and knowing the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Like I encourage those people to continue to explore those emotions, that reality, and maybe do some more reading and yeah, like roll up your sleeves.
Well, and I was just gonna
Go
elaborate on that. Like, do your research, do
do
some
your research.
reading.
Yep.
Don't, like we've said before, obviously, we're a small, little, tiny pebble
Mm-hmm.
in the mountain boulder community of podcasts. Like even more of a minute, like little speck of a
We're like
pedal,
one
a
little
pebble.
sand, grain of
We
sand.
are a sand grain among the bigger picture here.
Mhm.
But like I said before, we don't just look at one news outlet. We look at a many. We
Yeah.
follow many. I have said before, like I purposely follow. I think the only one I just don't follow is Fox News because like, come on, guys. I'm not gonna follow the cult leaders freaking little
Sorry.
freaking center hub of information that he's putting out to his followers. Like, hell no.
No,
But I follow,
we already know that's for entertainment. I'm not following entertainment.
Lord,
It's
no,
all,
I'm gonna watch Bravo for that.
yeah.
But I'm gonna follow everyone else, CBS News, Forbes, CNN, all these other hubs. Like, look everywhere else. Get educated. Just find out information for yourself and don't look it to one person telling you one thing. And that will then make you think, oh, well, then they're right. No, that's called being in a cult, y'all. Like, you
Mhm.
don't realize you're in a cult until you realize you're not getting your information from anywhere else but this one person, this one leader.
Mhm.
That is a cult. You're in a cult. Call your dad, aka my favorite murder. I used to say that all the time, and I have a magnet that says so. But legitimately, you're in a cult if you only listen to one person and or Fox News. And that's it. And that's the only place you get your
What's
information.
Fox News?
Cult.
I don't know exactly, but did you see there was like something about Trump calling out Fox News for doing something that he didn't like exposing something. Yeah. I'll find
They
out.
talk dirty about their daddy.
They did. Yeah. I think sometimes maybe they have moments, where they're like, maybe we have to talk about this. There was something too on John Oliver about when he was like fucking with the tariffs. And it was like if you looked at the screen of like Fox News, like in the little tiny corner over here was like it was like on fire. It was a stock market going down, but like what they were actually talking about was like total like garbage, like nobody gives a shit, kind of like could have been uh like how to take out the trash, just like something so
It's
stupid.
like literally there's a fire emoji happening with the red plummet like
This
on
is
the
the
stock
biggest
market.
story. Yeah, so I think it had something to do with that they like finally like mentioned something about the stock market and like put it, and he didn't like that. Um,
Oh,
but like shifting gears into the news, I feel like we can get there. Let's talk about the baby bonus. You did some research.
I did. So yes. Yes, guys, I'm not just gonna pull only from Instagram or TikTok if I am ever in TikTok land. I'm not just gonna pull in Instagram for my source, even though that's, I do follow, like I said, I follow the CBS News. We follow all of the news outlets. So we usually link those just because people like to, go in there, go to link in bio, click all the things, da da da. Da.
Mhm.
No, this specifically, I did some research. I put together a couple of examples and I threw it into our good friend Chad. And I
Oh,
made Chad do the dirty work because I'm gonna make sure a man does my job.
that's right.
Um, that's right. Get to work.
Get to work,
Anyway,
Chad.
don't talk back. Watch. He's like, I will not be working for you ever again.
I do.
Anywho, talk
Don't talk to him that way, actually. He's one of my besties.
to him like that. But no, okay. I had him summarize everything that I threw into him, and
Beautiful.
I threw it in deep and dirty.
Nice.
So, what is the baby bonus, guys? You probably heard of it. You probably seen a little headline here, a meme there. Probably gonna see a lot of memes. But
Hmm.
the $5,000 baby bonus is a government incentive provided to new parents to help cover the cost of raising a child. Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop there. We're
Already
one sentence,
problematic.
we're one sentence in, guys. So, have you ever had a child? Do you know what they cost? Because I can tell you right now, and I have graphs, I have charts, and I have graphs, and I will happily the I will drop that link into the thread so you can see all the charts and graphs that happen. Thank you, Chad. Diapers and wipes, formula, if you're not breastfeeding, clothing, healthcare, out-of-pocket healthcare. And this is for after birth, not during birth, not you having the child. It's the after fact. Baby gear, crib, stroller, all the fun stuff, food, toys, books, the miscellaneous of it all. That's not including child
I was
healthcare, by the
gonna
way.
say, yeah,
$9,000 for just the first year. And that's
that's
just a
that is
guesstimate.
low.
And that is not in California.
Okay, yeah, I was
That
gonna
is
say 9,000.
United States average. So that's not California.
Okay.
Okay, guys. All right. So I actually just reposted this right before we started recording, and I need to say this, and I'm not going to feel bad about it because let's fucking call a goddamn spade a motherfucking spade.
Get it, girl.
Anyone who is incentivized enough by $5,000 to have a child is probably not financially secure enough to have a child.
Say it one
I'm
more
going to
time for the
credit.
people in the back.
This is again, I'm going to credit them, Skylar Romans, not like the pasta package, Romines. I'm going to link it in the description. Anyone who's incentivized enough by $5,000 to have a child is probably not financially secure enough to have a child because if Chad is correct, if you were in the middle of America, sure, have the kid, but you were only covered for the first year. If you're lucky, if you're lucky, $9,000 is the average, but again, not including childcare. Also, not including you actually giving birth. So whatever the
Yeah,
cost of that was.
the hospital stay,
None of that.
also like your rent, your insurance, the child care insurance,
None of that's listed here.
any kind of heaven forbid emergency that could happen. I mean, you 5K is literally
$5,000 is not going to cut dilly squat.
no. Thanks. No, that's shitty.
No, and
Go
the
back
fact is,
to do better. How about a year of freaking maternity leave? How about subsidized childcare? Like let's start there. How about bringing back like women's like care and like
oh yeah, because you remember he wants to get rid of all of like Planned Parenthood for people who can't afford it. He wants to
yeah.
get rid of any of service. He wants to get rid of all the things that are going to help benefit people. He's cutting. Didn't he just announce, if I'm not mistaken, that he wants to cover, or I think they put this in the notes for the last episode, we never got to it, unfortunately, because again, nothing is ever quiet here on the Western Front. He legitimately was trying to cut funding for aftercare for newborns and stuff. But no, he wants to pay you $5,000 to have a baby. Okay, so
I heard he's gonna fuck with TK too, which really pisses me off because I'm like, don't you dare. Like I literally like I can't I'm not the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, like of childcare, like getting them to school just for a little bit longer.
oh well, I'm trying to homeschool them because honestly, I don't know what's going on in the world right now. I don't even know if I trust that, but I want to get them into, I've been like, thankfully, he got into the priority enrollment, which is
Mm.
like the higher tier priority enrollment, but we officially don't find out until June. We, meaning me. There is no we, there is a me. Um, I
UN
find out, huh?
UN Forest, are we?
That is true. So we find out on June something or whatever officially that he got, but he had thankfully he has priority enrollment, but that doesn't guarantee a thing, but it's like the second best because the first one, again, I talked about this before, way low on the list because it's a lottery basis only. Thankfully, he got on the priority list, so I'm hoping that he'll get in, but it's a charter school and they do favorite like exploration, field trips, outdoor activities for children. They have a community situation where they don't want them to just feel isolated to their home and their teacher that they see on the computer. They actually have like monthly meetups and all this stuff. So fingers crossed that he has that, but I'm more on that. But again, you're looking at the light of the end of the tunnel because a lot of parents don't have that option where they don't have TK as a like or childcare extra money in their pocket for the childcare and all this. But yeah, $5,000 totally for sure.
No, it's not happening. No, that's not
So,
what
okay,
it
this
is.
was just the first sentence. Okay, so while different
Yes, oh,
county
that's
or
right.
different, yeah, so while different countries have variations of this policy in places like Singapore and some parts of Australia, the baby bonus has been offered to support population growth and ease the financial burden on families. For how long? $5,000 is not going to cover. Um, these children have to grow up to be like at least 18 till they're an adult, right?
I think what would be awesome, so just putting it out there, maybe like a little bit of what's it called when you're like, you know, you put it out into the universe.
Good thought, good omen. I don't know.
Someone who's listening is gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Um,
Screaming at us.
like if you're thinking it and then you put it out into the universe and then it
Oh,
happens.
manifesting,
Thank
manifesting.
you. Okay, a little manifestation is that $5,000 a month, honey. A month,
Oh God,
not
yeah. Oh my God.
a
I'll be
year.
honey baby, sweetie. I'm so fertile. Like literally, I think about getting pregnant, I'll get pregnant. Um, no, I'm like
You want to
legitimately,
give
I feel
5K a month? You're gonna pop out, baby. Let me be in charge. Let me help you,
I'll
okay?
be a baby factory. I don't I won't I don't know the person that would, be on the other end, but I'll be baby
Donor.
factory. But no, yeah. No, no, no. This is just a one-time payment, guys.
No, I'm gonna tell them to do better. Great start.
Counter offer, guys. Counter offer. Don't settle. This is
Do
this
better.
is this is pennies.
A month.
You know, you do know that our country is being ran by billionaires, right? They can't afford more. They
Yeah.
can't afford more, guys. They can't throw a little bit more moolah into that bank that they're trying to literally make you grow a human living being. Okay. I
Nothing
need
says
to
you're broke,
actually
like offering me 5,000 a year. Like, go away with your broke ass, okay? Bye.
I need to make shake people. We are people, women, we are people who can
No.
grow a whole living life source. And we can expunge that from either our belly or between our legs. And you're going to give us $5,000 for that after growing them for 10 months because 9 months is such a fucking load of hoo-ha bullcrap because it's not 9 months, guys. Do the math. It's not 9 months. It's 10. And that is almost a year of being pregnant. And you're going to give me $5,000 for that labor. The labor, not the day of, the labor of being pregnant.
Hmm.
Kindly go sit on a bag of dicks because legitimately $5,000 is chump change for these billionaires who are literally spending 36 hours a week fucking swinging around a golf club. I love golf. I have golf clubs in my fucking closet. But if you're really talking all this boo kicky and I don't know why I'm trying to be like freaking exploitive deleted, like you're trying to basically throw pennies at people to
I wonder,
populate America.
I wonder if it'll work. Like, let's see what happens. But I think for the most part, this isn't
You
gonna
know
work.
damn well who's going to have those babies. People who probably shouldn't have
They're,
babies. I'm
they're gonna,
sorry.
yeah. And so last week we talked about like the cult of Trump and the tie to some of these like radical Christianity people, and they are like telling
Ooh.
people at the church to like they no they want it's like an army. We're creating like
No,
God's army.
I just read that further into the summary.
Uh-oh.
It's not paid in one lump sum. It's paid over time.
Oh
By the
no.
way, you guys, you're not getting the 5K if you're gonna fucking have a kid. You're gonna get a little here, a little there.
That's even more embarrassing. This is embarrassing. No, it's a no, okay? It's a no for me. No. Wow.
Oh my
Um,
God, that makes me sick to my stomach that people are literally going to these people who are probably illegitimate and ill-equipped to take care of these beautiful little humans that you bring into this world that have are innocent beings that deserve the world and deserve every single positive thing in their life and are going to probably be birthed into these families who cannot take care of them and are going to then be treated like absolute garbage because they're an inconvenience because oh they just wanted 5 grand at the time and they are actually beautiful humans and watch all of these like there's going to be a huge boom where it's like oh, there's a lot of babies now that need to be adopted because, oh, because these ill-equipped people who just want a 5K. I'm sorry, I'm about to get real fucking
you know,
we're really mean and really
you know what else though?
bad.
This goes back to that conversation we were having about education and also the fact that this is they want to create workers. They want to create more labor.
Mhm,
This is AKA slaves. They
mhm,
don't look at us and when I say us, I don't just mean Danielle and I mean if you're listening to this and you're not a celebrity, like you're just an average person, they think of us as like means to an end. We're just dollar
mhm,
signs to them on how to we're either consumers or we're mainly consumers or we're just labor. And so if you're thinking about having a child to bring into that, I mean, I just were you the one who posted about like Rockefeller, was it Rockefellers?
Yeah.
Like the education, like how he like invested into education, but like it was for labor and like the way that he like
And that's
structured
why I'm going to homeschool my kids.
wanted to structure school is like so that like you're creating these, and you think about it, like when you're
And I'm going to
going,
repost it. I'm actually going to repost it now. So if you hear this, I'll
yeah,
probably repost it over the next couple days just so you can really see it. But I'm actually going to go through it right now because it is so accurate and it's like it gives actual data. Again, you need to learn the history. You need to learn this data because we're not just saying this just to like, piss people off and,
or
you
scare
know,
tactics or anything. It's just food for thought. Like, and I don't like you don't have to just homeschool. I think these are conversations too that you have and like why you have people who are so upset that people don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Like it's not because you don't love your country. It's because why is it being taught in school for kids? Like, why is that something that we need to do? How does that better our children in their mind? Standing for a flag, standing for their country, those those are things that you should choose to do. Those aren't things that should be forced upon you when you're literally 4 years old. Like that's odd. What you're breeding is like people who are gonna stay in their box, not question, not challenge, like get in line, soldier. Like
and
like
obey.
and obey.
Did
It's
you ever
weird.
watch Weeds?
Yes, I did.
Do you
Yeah.
remember their song, Little
Yeah.
Boxes on a Hillside, Little Boxes full of ticky tacky? Well, it's literally like that. It's like you're getting stuck putting these boxes and you need to obey, you need to fall in line. So I did find it. I'm going to repost it right now. But the school system was designed to control you. And it literally goes through how the Rockefeller was the richest man in the world from oil. In 1903, he funded General Education Board. He doesn't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers.
Yeah.
Direct quote. And that's why he started the General Education Board. And it just goes into it, obey authority, follow rules, memorize, do not think, and then eventually work 9 to 5 for corporations, but only focus on math and English because again, we don't want you to have free thought. We want you to only memorize what we're telling you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna repost this, but I'm gonna repost this again over the next couple days, and people like that do follow us. Thank you for supporting us. But people who do follow us will be like, "Didn't you already post this?"
Um, I do think too, like it'd be so interesting if you're out there listening, like, and you're from a different country, like what was it like being in school? Like, how do people do things differently? I've seen some articles about like how I think it was Japan, how like they don't do normal structure for like the first like
7 years.
7 years, yeah, of their education, which is like you think about that and like when you're a kid, like they're just playing, they're just like learning by getting their hands dirty. And there are schools like that here. There are Montessori schools. There's different approaches that are available, but let's be honest, sometimes that's a luxury. You may not have that opportunity to do that. So it's important to just be aware of those things and like talk to your kids and structure things differently at home. Like, I don't know about you, but I do want a nation of thinkers. Like,
I want them. Okay, I see those memes all the time. It's like when you actually get a smirk on your face when it's like when my kids grow up and they start questioning things and they start wanting like an explanation to certain things that are going on around them, and you're just like so proud.
yeah, love it. Yeah.
And also I do want to shout out the person that did originally post this reel that I'm going to repost a couple times. His name is Jake Whan, but he posts a lot of mixture of things. So I'm going to post a specific reel because yeah, if you look at it, it kind of does like it's a lot of like he also posts about meditation and all this other stuff. Cool, cool,
Hmm.
cool. But this one thing specifically, he did a lot of work. He has a whiteboard. He is giving you data, facts, and he puts links in the description and all the things. So I definitely think that it's good just to look at, again, be educated, just look around.
Yeah, and not to say that like, listen, education and the school system, it's not a scam. That's where you go to
Oh,
learn and grow. And like it didn't really completely work in his favor because like, listen, we're a nation of creativity too. Like despite what's going on now, like think about all the products that have come from us. The phone, for one. But
wait, the
yeah,
nation under God and individuals and with liberty and justice for all. They took that away, right? They don't say that anymore. I'm pretty sure they don't say that Pledge of Allegiance anymore.
that they don't say it in school.
They do not
I'm
because
sure.
of that line alone. Like I know they changed it so it's like not under God and individuals. They changed it from under God. But then I know that I thought they ta took it away from schools. They don't do the Pledge of Allegiance anymore in
Mm,
some counties and stuff. Like obviously it's not all counties. Like if you're in the deep, in the heart of the,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I think I could see that maybe in
well,
like
I mean, in this thing, Trump won't like that because individuals means that you're a free thinker. They won't like that. It should
here's
say under God and the Trump administration
sounds like
and
there's
no
still
liberty, no justice for all.
I think as of a couple years ago there was 47 states that required reciting the Pledge of Allegiance still.
47.
That was a while ago though, so maybe it's changed now. I could definitely find a better link. I don't know why that hasn't come up. And don't give wind to that to the orange man in office because he will reinstate that, I'm sure.
He's like,
Um,
oh, that's a great idea, Danielle and Damiana. Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank
Um,
you.
anyways, switching back to the orange man, let's talk about the hats.
Oh
That,
my God. You mean his merch?
mm-hmm.
His merch shop? Hey, link in bio to buy my merch. Is that in the what? Is that in the White House's Instagram bio? Buy my merch. I swear to God, if it is, I'm gonna die.
It might be.
Literally, probably, because he'll probably try to assassinate me, but
I
please
wouldn't doubt
don't.
it.
Oh, that's nice. That is reassuring. Let's see, the White House Instagram. Watch Donald Trump
I do love that guy
2028.
that you always see him. I'm sure everyone has like he's like the big burly man with a beard who always talks like sense, about Trump. And we had posted a video about it
I
about
was like,
Trump.
The Sixth Sense.
Forget his name. I'll find him, but he had posted about Trump's 2028 hats and he had said like that some of the comments that he received were like, yeah, but he has to go through blah 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 blah. There's all these things that would, not make it legal. And then he goes, yeah, but like, are you not paying attention? Like deporting like people without due
Without due
process
process.
is also not legal. And
He's also a felon.
he's also a felon.
He's also a felon who is our president, guys. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
he's getting away with a lot of stuff right now. So yeah, let's not like I actually the
Yeah, yeah.
optimism is admiring, but it's also really annoying, guys. Don't think that like no, it's not gonna
It's
happen.
ignorance. Let's call a spade a spade. Spade a spade. Spade a
No,
spade.
I don't think
Wow.
it's not ignorant. It's like denial.
Yeah.
Denial. Like, no, no, no. Like, we have Congress. Like, they'll need to do their jobs. Yes, but like, are you guys watching this shit show? Like, it's all unfolding, and you don't want to
Pay him
just
off.
like.
Just pay him off, guys. Just pay him
I
off.
think there are people that you cannot pay off, but like, there's like shit that is happening. When,
Yeah. Have you seen the White House feed? Oh my God, it's so pathetic.
no.
Ew.
But did you?
Ew.
Oh no. Is this on X?
No, it's on the Instagram.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I'm not clicking a link. I'm not an idiot. So no, allegedly, according to just like my looking at the link, I click it, I'm gonna immediately like, no.
Regret it.
I'm gonna be on a list of like supporters. I'm like, no. Um, no, his merch shop is not in the link in bio yet, but who knows? Probably will be. Put a link tree in there, guy, and put like merch. Yeah, buy your 2028 hats and I will just look at you so disappointedly. And I can already think of a couple of
Do
people I
you
know that would
not
probably buy my
like,
hat.
do you not value the Constitution? That's what I'd be like. Like, what? You just value like, like what's, you just value like the right to bear arms? Like, you'll stick by that one, but you won't stick by like a president not running for
Third
more than,
term,
yeah, for a third term. Like, what?
no one has ever done it. He's like, well, I'm gonna be the first, and you know how I'm gonna
I
do it? JD Vance is gonna run and he's gonna win, and then he's gonna step down and I'm gonna become president again, and that's how I become third term president. Vote Trump. Idiots, fucking idiots, idiots. I swear to God, you guys don't. Anyway.
I don't know, like I hope that it doesn't get to that. Like we don't even
Oh, it's
let
gonna get to that.
get I don't want to get to 4 years of this. I don't think I can, I personally don't think I can handle 4 years. Like I'm gonna go
Okay.
crazy.
The word is tattooed on my arm. And if I hold it up to Zoom, it will probably will translate and transfer over and I will get arrested, but whatever. So I have, if you want to do the homework,
Hmm.
I have Pelle di un assassino tattooed on my arm. The last word I just said is Italian for another word. Do the math. And I feel like that's the only way that homeboy can't have a third term. And also, let's play into another thing that we posted on our good old IG is they put Floyd Mayweather's ear when
Yes.
when Mike Tyson bit out of it
Hmm.
next to what Trump's ear looks like now. Beautifully perfect and not at all showing that he had again, what was on my arm, attempt done to his ear just like what, a couple months ago, like a year ago? Not a scar. Didn't we all say that was staged? If we were doing this podcast back then,
Oh yeah, 100%.
we would have said that was staged. And again, someone posted, and we posted a story that Mike Tyson bit a chunk out of, Mayweather's ear. Wait, Evander Holyfield's. Evander
Mm-hmm.
Holyfield. Sorry. Correction corner. Um, and then Trump has like not a scar. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't be stupid. Why are you stupid? Like, why? It's really sad. It's really sad that you're so close-minded and gullible. Sad.
Yeah, I had those feelings when I saw it happening.
Oh,
He,
let me punch the air and then that have be a picture that everyone posts. This is my president. Yes, right. Put
yeah,
another flag on the back of my pickup truck. Drive
yeah,
around.
it makes him stronger, you know. He made himself like a martyr. Uh, only not a real martyr because
Pussy ass
but
little bitch.
mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Okay.
the
So
feisty cut is coming out.
the spicy is coming.
Whoops. Whoops. I literally in my head said that.
So the other thing you have on here, which I mean, I don't really have much to say on this besides, of course, and how shitty is the plan to cut funds for the LGBTQ suicide hotline. That's
Bless. Yeah.
obviously so incredibly shitty. And we're just gonna have to like, are there other resources? Does anyone know of any that we can, like, if they do that, like, is there anything that we can post? Anything that we can do? Let us
Well,
know.
we'll definitely repost those if this goes into actual play, because as of today, 3:45 p.m. Eastern, CNN reported that the Trump administration is looking into cutting 988 suicide prevention and crisis lifeline services for the LGBTQ plus community. According to an internal document from earlier this month, of April, the proposal pushes for a slashing overall health spending and a reconstruction of the health agencies. Again, he's left and right. They're cutting funding from a lot of health related places.
Yeah.
If this budget draft goes into effect, defunding special services for LGBTQ plus youth through the Lifeline could happen by October 1st of this year.
Yeah. There's nothing else to say besides that's really unfortunate, really fucking sad and devastating and disgusting. And I know and hope that there's such a supportive community out there for things like this, that someone's gonna do the right thing and make it like right, in the meantime while I really hope so. Um, and let us know where we can support, how we can support, and yeah, fuck them. So
No, and also there's such a high percentage rate of people who, especially like if you're so lucky to live in a world or actually rather a state, community, or even the households where they're accepting of who you are at birth. Because I personally do believe, very much like Lady Gaga saying, you're born that way. It's not something you just all of a sudden one day wake up and you're like, you know what? Me, Danielle, I'm gonna lick a vagina because I just feel like it. And you know what? Guess what, guys? I'm a lesbian. No, you don't wake up like that. You don't. You are born the way that you like. I personally, trust me, I saw something today that literally said, if you could choose the orientation you wanted to be, a lot of women would not be attracted to men.
that's
So
hilarious.
So guys, like I just feel like we are like obviously in California and in certain homes and stuff, like it's like very much like open arms, love all around, so much support. But that's not everyone is so lucky. Not everyone is so lucky to have that support. Not everyone is so lucky to feel like loved and you are who you are. I will love you no matter what. Like and genuinely feel that way. Like a lot of people do have fear, like they can never open up to their family. I even watched like a couple of shows and we'll do a little shout out to this, but one of the shows I do watch where literally it was the most heartbreaking part of his story was in Southern Hospitality. I think his name is Micah. His mom won't even talk to him anymore because he came out as gay, and she literally was like disgusted. And he like is sobbing, just like, why won't my mother like love me for who I am? And it is the saddest thing as a mom, just thinking how your kid could just grow up and just wanting to be honest with you, and you are just so disgusted at them. Like, how could you like a man? How
Yeah.
could you? How could you do this to me? And it's like, it's not about you, you bigoted piece of shit. It's literally this they don't choose to make their life harder by telling their mother that they know is closed-minded and a piece of shit that, they find the same sex attractive and they don't want to date the opposite sex. It's not their choice to, feel the way they feel. And it's just so disheartening. So it's like for people, maybe to even be supportive of this, of the suicide hotline closures and all of this that could go into play in October, like a lot of people are going to lose their lives because they're not supported in their homes, their community, their world, their work, their life, and they have nowhere else to turn. And
Mhm.
these hotlines were of value for them, and you were going to shut them down and you were going to kill people.
They just don't, like, these people just don't care, but there are people out there who do care. And anyone who doesn't accept you doesn't deserve you. That's just, you know, my rule of thumb. And it doesn't make it easier when your family, hearing that and your own family isn't being supportive. But just know like you're not alone, and there is a community, and chosen family is
I'll
like
be your mom.
yeah. Like I could never, I couldn't even imagine um not doing that for my own kids, like
Yeah,
the unconditional love. And yeah, and I feel that way about my friends as well. Like that's not even like I love you
same.
more.
I mean, we grew up with so many, thankfully, like just like knowing they were supported and felt loved and cared for. And we grew up with so many friends that were gay or bi or curious even, and they weren't even sure like what the feelings they were feeling. So they did need to experiment. Like we were very much around a large group of people in our youth too that were just in different aspects of their life.
Mhm.
And that, obviously either married same sex, married or dated same sex, but then ended up marrying opposite and having kids. Like we don't know. And the thing is, closing this access off to the community in general, like, oh, by the way, I'm saying the community. Unfortunately, I am hetero. Trust me, if I could choose, I probably would not choose this. But like closing access to the hotline is going to be detrimental to a huge community where that is literally the only support they feel is someone on the other line saying they are okay to feel these feelings, they are okay to be in these relationships. So I just hope that, like you said, I hope that people are, backup plans like, okay, well, if they're not going to fund it, if these aren't going to be existent, what can we do as a community in general of life? Like every community have their own backing, GoFundMe's, whatever it may be. Like, let us know, keep us posted because we want to support as best we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some I'm already starting just kind of like looking for alternatives. There's the Trevor Project, PF Lag, things that are coming up, 988 suicide prevention. Yeah, okay, so I'll look into some other things. There absolutely is. Even if it's like calling like another country's hot like I bet you they wouldn't mind. Um
It might be expensive, but they wouldn't
I
mind.
bet you they wouldn't mind. Um, All right, so yeah, it looks like the Trevor Project might be a nonprofit because there's like areas where they do donor communities and fundraisers and stuff. So we'll tag that into the description. But we're gonna jump into some lighter news.
Yeah.
Um, the Academy, take it
Oh my
away.
God. Okay, so earlier this week, I saw something, and every single other person on the planet had the exact same reaction. So it was mentioned earlier this week that the Academy just announced this week that voters that, obviously are the determining factors on who gets the awards after all these years, apparently now they need to watch all of the movies before voting for the Oscars. Now, you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Wasn't that like a rule this whole time? No, no, it was not. Apparently, they did the base a book on a cover method. Check out
Ah,
the trailer and see if they liked it method. So I'm actually thinking, wouldn't all of these people who've won Oscars, like even as of recent as this year, wouldn't they be pissed because they're like, wait a second, you didn't even watch my movie, but you voted, or like, wait, I lost because they probably didn't even watch my movie. Like,
they
how
must
is
have
this
known
not
this though.
mandatory?
They have to know this. I bet you they know because they're in the business, but like that is so weird because that would be like any kind of contest. Like, let's say you go to a bake contest and you only try two
Oh,
of
I'm really full. I'm just not. I took a bite of this one. I'm not gonna take a bite of the other
that
four
was the best one. The one that I had, that was the best one. I
because it
just
was the only one you had.
yeah.
No, this is crazy.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, okay, so how long has the Oscars first show was 1929. So you're telling me for almost 100 years, 4 years away from 100 years, they have not had to watch all of the movies?
Maybe it was easier though back then because there was probably like only like between
5?
max five. I was thinking three.
Oh yeah. Well, no, they downplayed it from 5 to 3. There you
Yeah.
go.
So it probably has just gotten harder and harder. That's so
But like,
funny. You
okay,
just hear the buzz and then you're like, okay, we're gonna watch this one. That's really interesting.
so this is just crazy town. Like, I thought this is what they were doing this entire time. So, a new requirement, the New York Times, the new rule, oh, of course, am I gonna have to like, okay. The new rule announced this week, blah, 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 what we just said. It has not always been necessary to read the book in order to write a book report. Same goes for voting via the Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts and Sciences, but they are trying to change that effective this year. It is now going to be required that you are going to have to either, if you've seen the movie at a premiere, you're going to have to provide proof that you saw it at the premiere, or you're going to have to watch it on the streamer and watch it all the way to the end. But also, you can press play and then walk away from your computer.
Why wouldn't you want to watch it though? Especially if you're gonna like if you're
Vote.
wait, hold on. Let's go back. If you are if you get to vote for this, okay, that is such an honor. Your ass needs to watch all of them. And also, if anyone is listening by chance and you need an extra like person, I'm your girl. I
I'll
will
watch all the movies. I
watch
love
all of them.
movies.
That would be like the greatest honor of all time. Please send it my way. I will not skimp out. These people better not be cheating. I'd be so mad.
Obviously, for 100 years they have been.
Well, I feel like maybe it just didn't need to be in the beginning because, like we said, there's probably only three, and now it's like
No, no,
so
no. It
many,
literally
so many
says
different categories.
the question was raised. It took them nearly a century to make this agreement and slash law. It's a very necessary acknowledgement of the fact that the awards have not been based on the metric or the merits of the films and performances themselves. They were not based on that. Okay, so what are they based on? Adding to that, too many awards had been won in the past based on the strength of the Oscar campaigns waged by the studios. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Oscar campaigns happen by the studios, so they will put money backing on making sure that they win. So it's basically like voting. You put money in the pockets of certain people, you will win. And this also plays into what you just said, which reminded me of politics in general. So, Oscars, politics go hand in hand.
Lovely.
The
I feel
honor
like
system has,
I did know
it
that.
says the honor system has always worked very well in Hollywood. And then someone said, he observed dryly.
Uh, Actually, I always bring her up because I love her. It's so funny. I know people don't because they just view her as like a white privileged rich woman. Gwyneth
Who?
Paltrow, our
Oh,
favorite. Yeah.
oh, I love her. Oh my God,
I
I
know.
love her.
I'm
I
like,
love
yeah,
her.
I know she's a privileged rich white woman. Like, duh. Um,
She's a Nepo baby. Of course, she's a privileged, rich white woman.
but she still has a heart of gold.
Oh
Um,
my God, I love her. No, and my favorite is that quote is like being used when she sued the person. Remember the person was trying to sue her and she only asked because she won. She's like, I only want $1. And then
oh,
no, no, not because that she just is like, it's just for mere like I knew I was not wrong.
mhm.
He was wrong. And the court viewed, they're like, no, all this evidence shows that he was wrong.
Yeah.
And she's like, cool, I don't want money from him. If you need to if for suit purposes, you have to sue for money. She's like, I want $1. And then she goes over to him. She goes, I forgot, oh my God, I want the quote exactly. Gwyneth. Ugh, love her. Gwyneth Paltrow courtroom quote. Because I want to get it real right. Real right. She just grabbed him by his shoulder as she was walking out. She goes, I wish you well. And just left. I wish you
Yeah.
well. That was it. Not,
Yeah, she's classy. She's the classy lady.
she's a
And she
class
cares.
act.
I think she's really pretty cool. And she talks a lot about like different variety of things that like are just feel good. They're like good for the
Mhm.
soul.
And she sells
Um,
vibrators if you want a vibrator too. So it's like she's all inclusive. All
yeah, I didn't realize
inclusive.
that. But yeah, good for her. Yeah. I
Hello, she sells the candle that smells like her vagina.
know that, but I didn't know the other one. But what? Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say, but whatever. What were we talking about?
I don't know, Gwyneth Paltrow, Oscars.
Oh, she was talking about that she had this interview with I'm gonna forget her name, but the mom from Crazy Rich Asians, Michelle something.
Oh, the
Anyway,
one that can't act anymore because she's not allowed to act anymore because of her statement, how she was pissed about being asked back for another season of her show, Crazy, or the Off the Boat show. And because she was in Crazy Rich Asians, that she was now becoming like more of like a prominent actress and she was pissed that she was asked back. And so her response to her being asked back for another season of Off the Boat as the mom was not received well. So now she has not acted
was it
since.
Michelle Yeoh? Not Michelle Yeoh.
No,
Are
who's
you
mom
talking about
from Off
who?
the Boat? You said from Crazy Rich Asians.
Mhm.
Jessica Wang.
No. Michelle Yeoh
Oh,
is who I was talking about.
oh,
Jessica
this is
Wang.
the mom. Well, this is the mom. I might
Um,
be thinking that you meant the mom from, because the mom is older, right? Crazy Rich Asians.
oh,
Asians. Oh, yes. Carrie,
no,
wait.
yeah,
Michelle
she's
Yeoh.
younger. She's like the love interest, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Constance Wu. Asians have stopped asking in Hollywood for blah 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 blah. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that because I haven't seen her anywhere. No, Michelle Yeoh has been like acting in all kinds of things for so long. She was also in Wicked. She's
Yeah, she's
she's
the white hair.
wonderful. Yeah, and she was I just watching with her on shoot, I'll find it. But she's, I mean, just like literal superstar, and she seems so down to earth too. But they were talking about like winning an Oscar, and Gwyneth had mentioned like the process and not knowing that, but when she was like younger and going through it and like having to like go and I don't know what the word was that she used, but like you go and like campaign basically for yourself. So
Yeah,
I
it's politics.
yeah, it's politics to that was to your point. And also to my point of like, I didn't even realize that, but I think when you're in the industry and you go through that process, you probably like realize like, oh, not everyone sees it, and that's why you're campaigning. So I wonder how that'll affect the campaigning too.
Like
But
they're actually not allowed to do the political portion of like campaigning for the win, and they actually just have to go by merit.
yeah, that would, I mean,
Let's
what,
hope.
people just votes, like what do you think? And it's kind of old
Is it
school,
actually good?
but
Whoa. She's apparently set for a 2031 movie.
who? Michelle?
Yeah,
No?
so 2029, she's going to do Avatar 4.
Mhm.
2031, she's going to do Avatar 5. Avatar? Like, wow.
Oh yeah, I just saw it.
And there's apparently a new show called Blade Runner 2099 miniseries with 6 episodes. It's already in production.
Yeah, people want her. She's
She's
yeah,
she's a
she's
hot
like
commodity.
she really is. And she's just gorgeous.
Oh,
Oh
she's stunning. Um, all
yeah.
right, let's get on to what we watched. Or actually, wait, is there something about Warhol you want to talk about?
Um, no, mine was just like it was just kind of like a funny one. Funny, kind of sad. There was an Andy Warhol print was accidentally thrown away along with some other like
Like an
very
original?
yeah. That yeah, my thoughts exactly. A Dutch town hall has admitted that it is most likely accidentally disposed of 46 artworks, including an Andy Warhol print of the former Dutch queen during
You
renovation.
accidentally dispose of
They
artwork like that.
they put it in the basement and they're like blaming the fact that they didn't have a proper process for like storing prints, which just is kind of funny to me because they like need like an actual process. Like if you're moving artwork, you should know where it's at and you should probably not put it in the basement. So anyways, it was I think up to like uh it was like in the 20s. Yeah, $22,000 worth of artwork was just tossed because they renovated. So
Ay, ay, ay.
yeah, I had like a small tear. I just needed something like
Someone
not
definitely got fired.
who knows? And then it happened last year. So like, who do you blame? Was it the
Oh,
people?
it happened last year.
It happened last year, but I think they realized it
I was
now.
gonna say Damiana, relevant news.
No, no, no. No, this story came out 20 hours ago. So
Okay. It's like,
I
wait,
think
why
that
are we
they're just
talking
like
about 2024?
they're just bringing this up now. I don't know like if the renovations just lasted longer and then they're like, "Hey, wait a minute, didn't we have an Andy Warhol like original here?
Wait a
Where is
minute.
it?"
Didn't we have another Da Vinci?
What did we
Wait a second.
on price
Wait a minute. I think we misplaced. Nope. Oh crap. Oh crap. Yep, we did.
anyway?
We did.
So, what did you watch? And wait, hold on before you start. I gotta say, I watched episode 1 and almost episode 2 of season 1 of The Valley. Yeah, I know.
Okay, wait, you haven't watched episode two?
But season 1, you're
Oh, damn. Okay, okay. So if I talk about The Valley season two, episode two, you're not gonna be like spoiled, right?
No, I don't think so because like I still don't know who is who. Because I also didn't watch Vanderpump Rules.
Okay,
So
yeah. So you're not looped into the history of it all, but it is dark. But okay, let's actually just start there. So Valley season one is a little bit more lighthearted, but not really, because it gets dark towards the end.
tell me.
Valley season two, it just goes off with a bang. And then episode two, I'm gonna say some stuff and you're gonna be like, what? But if you watched it from the beginning, you're not surprised.
Yeah.
So Britt and Jax are married. They have a boy,
Hmm.
Cruz, little baby Cruz.
Hmm.
So Jax and Brittany are married, and in the season two, episode two, she finally calls him out for his addiction to cocaine and that
Oh.
he's had for like legitimately since the first episode of Vanderpump Rules. So he's had an addiction for over a decade.
Mm.
And you can see it. He even like in an after show, he confirmed, he's like, if this is a co-star, he's like, whenever I was high on cocaine, I'd only hold my, or his friend goes, can I, well, now that it's out in the open that you've admitted to having your cocaine addiction, can I say like what your tell was? And he goes, yeah, sure. And he goes, anytime you'd hold a glass by the bottom. You never held a glass on the side if you were on coke. You'd only hold it from the bottom like this and you'd carry it around like it was like a tray. And he goes, you drink it out of like this, you tilt it back like all weird anytime you're on coke. And he goes, I guess I did. And he goes like, yeah, I guess I did. That was my thing. He's like, yeah, I don't know why. I didn't like the feeling of the side of the glass. But you could see, yeah, like that. And you can
So
see in
weird.
episodes, his eyes were like this, like constantly
Like there
like
was
where
other obvious signs.
the upper whites would always be showing. You could see like um the he would like
Hmm.
the jaw thing. He would do that, and it's just like there's so many tells, and everyone knew, but it's like he finally admitted to it. And of course, like when he like came out, literally within like the last month, he goes, everyone's like, "Oh my God, new information we didn't already know." Like, like no one was surprised. So it was very much very obvious to the audience. If you watched the show, you knew like Homeboy is on something. Like
Yeah.
either he has an Adderall addiction or a Coke addiction. Like he has an addiction. So in episode two of this latest season, like the episode that just happened, she was very transparent. Like they don't live in the same house anymore. They're getting divorced, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, you, she openly talks about an instance where he went into a rage and actually like injured her
Oh.
without it being like you physically hit me kind of thing. She was like being very kind about it. She basically tried to say like the table hit me. How does the table hit you, girl? The table isn't alive,
Hmm.
kind of thing. Um, so clearly is that. And then there is the most heartbreaking scene. When you get to it, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone's talking about the scene when she like goes back to the house that they shared because she has been getting Airbnbs for her and her son since the separation because
Jesus.
he will not leave the house. So she's uprooting her child from his familiarity and making them live in Airbnbs because her ex-husband, who's a fucking piece of shit cokehead, um, he is doing God knows what in their home. Well, she goes over there because they're supposed to have like the son is going to see him before he has to go to a facility because she's finally had it. She's like, if you don't go to rehabilitation, you're going to lose all custody of your child. I'm going to go to court. I'm going to take custody, full custody. You'll never see your child again, blah, blah, blah. I cannot have him running. Because at this point, it's very clear. He's not allowed to have the child ever alone. And that's, familiar.
Mhm.
So basically she's at the house first, waiting for him to get there. And she's like trying to give him milk and like there's like rotten bananas and like you can see like the house is like not taken care of. Like he doesn't care. And she's like trying to get her son, like her son's like pointing at like the bottles, like where he knows where the bottles are because he wants some milk. And she's like, oh, I'm like trying to smell the milk to make sure it's okay, giving him a bottle. And then all of a sudden he walks in through the front door and I kid you not, I could cry.
Mm.
Their child literally coils in, like protects his face and goes like this when he walks in. When he's like, come here. Like, because he's on camera trying to be like, oh, honey, hello, I miss you so much to his son. And his son, literally, like 2.5 years old, 3 years old, coils in like this, trying to protect himself.
Yikes.
It is the saddest fucking thing I've ever seen. Because as parents, you know, if your kid feels safe, they will run up to you and be like, oh, yeah, yeah. Like, they run up to people that
Totally.
they feel safe around. I have neighbors that they're familiar with that are around here, and they'll run up and be like, hey, hi. Like, they'll be so gentle. If you are genuinely scared of someone, you will coil in because that is a child's reaction to someone they're scared of. You
Mm.
see him physically, like, literally cower down and protect his face. Like, oh my God, like, kind of like scared. And he starts crying.
Oh my God.
And
And
then and then she goes, don't kiss him, do not kiss him. And he's like, why? And she's like, because you had a girl here last night, because she still has ring footage access, and there was a girl there that morning, and her thong was on the counter with a baby wipe on top of the thong. So obviously she wiped her vag. And she's like, do not kiss him right now. And he's like, why? And I was like, because you had a girl here last night, and I don't know if you took a shower, so I don't know if you have the girl on you right now. Like trying to insinuate, like, I don't know if you fucking went down on her and you're gonna kiss our kids with her fucking badge remnants on your face. Because he has facial hair. So he's
Oh
like,
my
I'm just
God.
trying to say hi to my child. You're trying to make this dramatic. And she's like, no, I'm literally trying to protect my child, and you're not being considerate of that. Like he doesn't think about those things, like the step one, step two, step three, kind of things. The kid doesn't deserve that kind of thing. Like if they're not, they shouldn't be kissed with like vagina mouth. Just saying. Um, so long story short, it gets very escalated. She tells the nanny, like, take him to the park. He needs to get out. Before the
Hmm.
kid is even out of the house, he's yelling, like, you ruined my life, you fucking, like, he's going off on her. You ruined my life, blah, 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 as the kid is still in the house.
And he's the cokehead. He's like, you ruined
Yeah.
your own life.
Yeah, exactly. And he's still having, like, because he's like, well, you slept with someone in our friend group. Yeah, months ago. Well, you
No
slept with
wonder
someone. You
we had
probably were with him last night. And
a
she's like, I was with our child last night. Actually, no, I wasn't with this person that I'm single. I'm allowed to date people. And like, of course, he's holding on like, well, I'm allowed to do this because you did this first. So, long story short, it gets really heated. He's at the top of the stairs packing his bag to go to his rehab facility. And she is like, finally calls him out. She's like, you have an addiction. You need to get clean. You need to clean up your act. You have a cocaine addiction. He's like, oh my God, I'm so done filming. Oh my God, you're being so overdramatic. He's like, what? You're acting like you've never done it? You're acting like you've never done it with me? Huh? You want to say you never done it with me? She's like, give me a drug test now. I'll be clear. Will you? And he goes, it's literally silent. And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm done here. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm done. And he's like, of course, like avoidance, avoidance, avoidance. But the when she said that, everyone literally erupted everywhere. They're like, that's right. You fucking call out. Like, cause no shit. He probably is that fucking partner. I was like, God, you used to be fun. You used to party with me and now you're not because we have a kid. Wow. You're so lame. You're such a lame mom. Like, and then you'll see this. I don't know if you got to a part yet. Valley season one, you'll hear him hot mic where he's like, God, fucking be a better mother. Jesus, you fucking like sober up, you fucking bitch. Like he talks to her like she's trash.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can just see what she had to endure. Like she literally talks about it in the after show. So if you watch it on Peacock, you'll see after shows.
Yeah.
Highly recommend when you get to season two, watch the after shows because it was very clear. When she was with him, she would throw up at random from the stress. She would literally, not from drinking, just from stress.
Mhm.
She would break out in hives because of the stress of living with him. And she's like, ever since I've been out of the house, haven't thrown up once and haven't had hives.
Jeez. Poor thing. That's really
It's
rough.
like she was not only dealing with obviously like the verbal and emotional abuse of things, but she was probably dealing with like the coke head, like I'm sure he threw shit. He seems like the guy that would throw shit, and I'm sure she was like on the receiving end of that. And I feel like this is the case where everyone now is in uproar of like, why are you allowing this guy to have an outlet and have money for himself when he needs to be off of television and get fucking help? Because it's already clear that he only was in the rehab facility for 10 days, not the 30 days he was promised.
Oh, great.
So she right now has full custody, no child support. He barely sees him and barely, and the only time that he talks to him is like when he's talking to her, basically being like, why don't you check on me? You're not together.
Loony.
You delusional weirdo.
It seems like it just is funny because like the first real episode is like, oh, these are like 40-year-olds. Like you said, it's like us. Or like
Like we're all
they're
married, have kids and
like
all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just kind of funny. So that'll be interesting to like, as it unfolds.
Oh no, it unfolds pretty quick. So you're gonna
I'm
get into the
sure.
juice probably in like the third or fourth episode.
Yeah. What else did you watch? Let's do like
Ooh,
that you
ooh,
want to talk about.
ooh, I'm gonna watch The Pit. So I need to highly recommend. You need to watch The Pit.
Okay.
Pitt. It's on streaming on Max right now. And it's kind of like I never watched it, but I obviously loved Elisha Cuthbert. I just had a real big issue with what was the blonde guy from Lost Boys? Keith Sutherland. I I don't know why. I think it was because of the rape movie with Sally Fields, Eye for an Eye. I could never look at him like as anything but that, or The Lost Boys, Vampire. Um, So I never really was a fan of like him in particular, but Elijah Cuthbert from Girl Next Door, the porn movie with um Emil Hirsch,
Oh yeah.
Hottie McHot Short King. He's like 5 feet tall. Um, but the 24 was the show, and they did like when every episode was an hour. So the Pit is like that. It is 15 episodes, and every episode is 1 hour. It's
Okay.
like only what's supposed to happen in that hour
Mhm.
and nothing more. So every episode is not like a Grey's Anatomy where it starts here, ends here, cleans up, tidy up with a bow. And very rarely does the show ever like go on to the next episodes. No, The Pit is legitimately the entire season is 15 episodes long, and it's covering 15 hours of a shift of a doctor.
Okay. I'll watch
I'm
that.
only in episode 5, but I'm gonna give a big ol' warning. Episode 2, there is a scene, and all I'm gonna say, so you are prepared to do this, cover your eyes, is there is a bike rider comes in, and something I've never seen before in my entire life. Didn't think I needed to ever see it, and I don't think I ever need to see it again.
The
There's
penis.
something that happened. Huh? Do you want me to
The-
tell you what happens? Because I'll tell you.
Oh, no, no, no. Don't tell me. I'll just, oh, wait. Oh, wait. No, no. Okay.
Okay.
I want to, but don't. Because now I can't wait to watch it and I'll tell
No,
you what.
I literally had to pause it and was like, nope, nope, nope. And I was, mind you, Forrest is watching Sprunkies. Wyatt's napping. I like started it during a nap time because I knew Forrest was like kind of like relaxing. He was watching Sprunkies. So I was like, I'm gonna start this now. I literally paused it and was like, I can't watch this when the kids are awake. Holy shit.
All
And there
right.
was like
I'm gonna
it's
watch
so good.
it.
And the lead doctor is the guy from ER.
Yeah, I was looking at the cast. Okay.
Yeah. So
I've
I
I've seen the like poster for it, so I was wondering. So that's good to know. Okay. On
it's
Max.
really good. And apparently, allegedly, I heard this. I don't know if it's true or not, but his mom allegedly was a nurse. So she was able to, while he was in the ER, talk about what was accurate and what was more dramatized.
Good.
So with the show, he was able to kind of give his expertise as to like, this actually could happen and this could not happen, kind of thing.
I like it. Okay.
Ugh,
Cool.
but let me tell you after you watch season 2, and you'll know exactly the scene I'm talking about. It's probably within the first 15 minutes of episode 2 of The Pit. And you'll be like, well, that's exactly what she was talking about. Oh my God. And you kind of like get like that, like, I'm gonna throw up a little bit feeling.
I rarely get that way, and I feel like I've seen a lot of gross TV.
Oh, they show some real stuff where I'm like, ugh.
You
Yeah, you
know.
can't, you cannot eat or even barely like drink anything but water during this. I'm just telling you.
So I have to catch up on you. So don't talk about it. I'm not ready for you to go into
The
it.
only, I've only watched the first episode
Mhm.
of season 5.
Okay. And if
That's all
you
I'll
could
say.
sum it up, okay, I like that. If you could sum it up in one word, what word would you use?
Can I do 3 words?
Yes.
4 words.
You're
I
getting
think,
multi-hard with
I
one.
think they are going to be very good about
More than four.
tidying up with a bow.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Because
No.
I'm just gonna say it brings it back.
Okay. 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 Okay.
And
Enough.
that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Because so far, I only watched, like I said, just the first episode. I didn't even start the second yet.
Mhm.
It came out yesterday.
Mhm.
But I really wanted to watch.
Pee-wee.
What was I watching? No, PB isn't coming out until May 23rd. That is something on my list that I think everyone needs to watch because yes, I think he got a bad rap. Okay, backstory. Obviously, everyone knows that Pee-wee Herman's Playhouse, Pee-wee's Playhouse, Pee-wee Herman in general. We've all seen movies as child, like, in our childhood. We've all seen probably an episode or two that we have a recollection of somewhat of some sort of the house with the toilet and all this stuff. All the sofa, the armchair, it talks, all the things. So we're very familiar with Pee Wee Herman. Of course, back in our, youth, we heard the story of him getting caught in the porn movie theater jacking off, and he was arrested.
Mhm.
Or I think he was just arrested. They're gonna talk about it in there because it's him talking before he passed away. But it has him talking himself about everything from the beginning of Pee-wee, who he became, why he became the trailer. I'm going to link the trailer in the description. Oh my God. It is so sad. It is so sad. Because again, RIP, he passed away. I want to say like a year and a half, 2 years ago. But he passed away. But yes, he got the bad rap, and then he was like, no one ever looked at him the same. He was
Mhm.
not Pee-wee anymore. He was this creeper guy that was arrested for jacking off in a movie theater. I don't even know. I think he was in a legitimate like movie theater that was like where you actually pay
Mhm.
money and you can like jack off because it's like porn.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a movie theater, regular movie theater. He was watching like freaking Titanic and then he like jacked off. Like it wasn't like a normal movie theater. It was legitimately a movie theater where you're pretty much implied that you can jack off in it because you're watching porn. So he just got a bad rap because he was like the mugshot of everything and all the stuff and all of the stories and all of the news articles about it. It just like looked him in a bad light and he was never Pee-wee again. And then obviously like he died within the last like 2 years and it just shows the trailer shows him, he is talking as him. He is him. He
Mhm.
is talking about his experiences, talking about the past, present, future kind of thing. I don't even know if he's going to talk about like if he had any idea that he was obviously going to pass. Who knows? But it just is so overall, it definitely looks like something that you're going to watch and you're probably going to cry.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I mean,
I'm going to watch it.
watch. Yeah, I mean, we're all human, so I'm curious what what they'll say. Um, he was in a lot of things. I feel like as he got older, I feel like I saw him in a few more things. Like he wasn't totally banned forever. Like he was
No,
in
he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he still like got it back, but I'm sure it took a long time. Um, yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I'll definitely like put that on the watch list. I saw
Well, the
that.
thing is, he could never be portrayed as Pee Wee Herman again, apparently, because
Yeah,
like
kids.
kids wouldn't, parents aren't going to want their kids.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Blippi, on the other hand, guys,
Okay.
if
Okay.
you
So
don't
can
know,
no, no, no. Before you divulge and
I won't.
break the hearts of all the parents in America, the whole like 40 something that talk, well, actually, like we've hit like almost 100 downloads. So I will let you know when we officially do. Thank you again for supporting. Um, I'm sure it's like on average like 40 actually something people that listen to this so far. before you break their hearts,
Yeah.
I do need to tell you today because Wyatt, Forrest was never into Blippi.
Mhm.
Wyatt, for some reason, is really into Blippi. And I'm
Oh,
like,
my boys are love Blippi. They
I'm
love
like,
Blippi. Yeah,
okay. But I didn't know there were two Blippies.
there are.
I
Yeah.
looked, I was like, wait, this isn't the one that did the thing that Javiana showed me.
I didn't show it to you. I think I just
Harley did.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, so Blippi in like 2020 when the Harlem Shake, whole fad was around, he filmed himself with his buddy and he basically defecated on his friend. Uh so that's cool.
We'll
He
link the
also
video in the description.
yeah, no, we
No, we
won't.
won't.
No, we
No, we
won't. No,
won't.
we won't.
You can
Anyways.
search you can search the web for that one.
Totally sucks. But I mean, hey, we all do
Oh, and this
stupid
full
things. I don't know.
disclosure,
I've never done anything quite
is
like
this
that.
the old Blippi or the new Blippi?
This is the original Blippi, the original, like the OG who created it. And
Okay, okay. That makes me feel better because I think Wyatt gravitates more towards the new Blippi. Okay, thank God.
new,
Thank God.
yeah, so the new Blippi always posts like
Hello,
thirst.
you guys. I hate his
No,
voice.
he posts
I
like
hate his
thirst
voice.
trap and he's like married with a kid, but he like does this one where he's like what I don't even know what it says, but it's like him
Okay, wait.
outfit, and then he goes douche, and it's like a transition. It's like him all
No,
sexy,
wait,
and you're like,
wait.
ugh.
Okay, I need for my clarity. If you're watching, we'll get this clarity right now. Since she's seen the in-depth.
The wider looking Blippi is
Well, there's the half
the
Asian one.
is the OG.
Half Asian is OG.
No, the wider Blippi is the OG. Well, yeah, I can't see that shit.
Okay, I'm gonna
The half
okay,
Asian
you get
is half
hold
Asian.
on, hold on. Y'all, you get a sneak peek at my background for a sec. Okay. Which one is defecator?
The right.
Wait, this one?
Oh, no.
This
Mm-mm.
one. This is defecator. This is the new one. Oh my God, I had them wrong this whole time. Wait, I was looking, okay, I feel bad now. I was looking at the other guy as
Thinking peanut.
defecator.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, okay. Okay, then crap, literally.
Well, anyway,
Crap.
yeah, it's okay. I mean, listen, we don't all defecate on our friends, but when we
I mean,
do,
we all do freaky shit and then we're like cute and cuddly with our kids at playground. I don't do any freaky shit now, but
I'm just thankful to him for one, entertaining my children when I need it most. So thank you so that
yeah,
I
but the
can,
voices. Oh my God.
yeah, the voices are
Talk
rough.
to our Okay, this is something I need to say. Talk to our kids like they're actually humans. They're not dumb. You can talk to them like they're humans. You don't have to do the, "Hi guys." I hate
It is a little
it.
weird. There was an article about
I
him
hate
about
it.
like how he like doesn't have kids. I don't know how long ago if he has kids now, but like,
The sexual transition guy. Well,
huh?
no, when he goes like this, like sexy, like he does
Oh,
the transitions.
no, I think it was based off of the OG guy, just like as
Oh,
he started gaining fame, there was like people who were like, this is weird because he acts so childlike, but obviously isn't and doesn't seemingly like children, is what the article was saying, and that he doesn't have kids. And it's just like it makes it even weirder. But I mean, I'm grateful for anything that distracts my children long enough so that I can go take a shower or I can eat a snack. So whatever, who am I to
well,
judge?
I work from home, so even I have to screen time exists in my house because I work from home. So, and I don't have daycare because again, I don't have the funds for daycare. And I also like that my kids are around because I get to see them grow up, even though I also get to hear them battle royale in the back of the house and hope to God,
Yeah.
all things are good. Before we wrap up, the last thing I want to hear is you watched Companion
Did. Yes. We watched it last night and I thought it was good. It's like very, is this right? Femme fatale? Is that
a
a
little
thing?
bit.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Like what are the requirements? Anyways, I thought it was great. I just think of his name as Huey because that's who he is in The Boys, which you still need to watch that. It's wonderful.
It was
Um,
fun.
And
Lucas Gage.
is that his name?
Lucas Gage is also in White Lotus season one. He
No.
does.
Oh
Oh,
no,
okay.
he's great too. No. I'm talking about the main character who
Oh,
she
that's what I was. No,
yeah.
that's what I was telling you. He's the Nepo baby. He's
Oh, he's
freaking. He's the
Dennis Quaid.
son. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor and yeah, she's like stunning and just like
She's
the
also. I just found out today because I put two and two together because the whole time I was like, oh my God, she looks so familiar. She's from Yellow Jackets.
Okay, I haven't seen that. Yeah, she looks familiar.
She's so pretty.
She really is. Um companion cast. I'm like looking her up. Sophie Thatcher.
She's so
Yeah,
pretty.
she
Yeah.
looks like a rock star. That's so funny.
Okay. Look at what she looks like when she's blonde in Yellow Jackets because she is stunning.
Oh, this picture is like interesting. But yeah, I foresee her being in a lot more. She played a great role. Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. It's like hilarious too at times. Like you said, it's not too gory. And just like the right amount of like kind of almost like Black Mirror, kind of vibes where you're like
I
you
still
could
have to watch that.
you could see this happening. Yeah, but anyways, that's kind of where I stopped like watching this last night, and then I started The Valley
Oh, and then
today.
you said you finished Love is Blind, right? And that's pretty much all
Oh
you
my
watched,
God,
right?
thank God. I need to watch the reunion. Those are sometimes fun, but I kind of like skipped over, how like at the last episode where they all get married, they show like the journey, right? Their journey, and then they show the parents and stuff. I just fast forward through all that shit and was like, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. And I think the one that I was like most surprised about was oh shoot, I don't know
By the way,
um,
you're watching it like a true Love is Blinder because apparently people are just known for like, all right, skip, 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 skip. Did you say yes or no? Skip, 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 skip. Like they literally just show their remote going da 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 da, and then be like, I don't know if I can do this. Like all of a sudden,
yeah.
like, yep, that's all we wanted to hear. We don't give shit about your presentation or your process.
You're I don't care that your family is like just tell me what it is. Shoot, what's their names? Couples here.
Okay, again, I probably won't even remember what their names are. What do they look like?
It was the black couple.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Um, and I think she's like stunning, and I totally understand why she didn't say yes, but I think
And
I was
you haven't
surprised.
watched Reunion, right?
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't watched
Watch
Reunion.
it.
But yeah, like I was like, I
Oh
could tell
no, how
from
about
their
this?
hmm
You need to talk about it next week. Watch the
Yeah,
reunion because so much shit happened between because you do have to realize Love is Blind is recorded a year
a
ago.
year ago. Yeah, I know. I
So much happened since then, and there's some shit in there that's a little juicy where like certain people were like talking to other castmates that weren't chosen
I
originally.
heard I did so I sneak a peek sometimes like at their Instagrams, and so sometimes you
Yeah.
see podcasts where they're like being interviewed, so I have like a little bit of an idea. But yeah, Devin and Virginia were the ones that I didn't see anything on. That's who I was talking about on Instagram,
Oh,
and I
you will
thought that
see
they
the reunion.
yeah. So I'm excited to see that. I think, oh my, she's so pretty and
So
she seems
pretty.
so like just like an intelligent person. I could tell when she was talking to him, like maybe the week before they got married, and she was trying to ask him about politics, and he just like it was like, "Yep, we talked about everything." She's
He was
like,
like trying to shut it down, like
yeah.
get it out of here.
So interesting. Joey and Monica, I was not surprised about. That was such a like awkward, hilarious, but I guess nice. And I know that there's more drama there.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait until the reunion.
Yeah. And then Daniel and Taylor, I think it is. That was the one that got married. That was like the married couple, if they're still
The one
together.
that did the Christmas photo?
Daniel and Taylor.
The one that did the Christmas photo. Okay. I remember seeing memes that were like, if I had to endure a Christmas photo, you better fucking marry me kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. So I that one I wasn't surprised about. And I was like, yeah, they always say that in for less. So anyways, very predictable and
are you gonna
except
watch when they have a new season? Are you gonna watch?
I think I'm like I think I'm in it, now. Like it's just like it is what it is. Like I'm gonna watch. I might fast I like when they're in the pods the most.
Me too.
And then it's like the rest of it I could just skip to like do we marry them or do we not marry them? And
And
maybe
no,
it'll be
and
fun.
you'll start seeing the reels and the TikToks where they're like, how we watched the finale, and it's literally them being like, "Book, book, 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 book," and they're like, nope, 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 and then they get to the last like 5 minutes.
I do not give a shit. Just tell
You're like,
me.
I don't give 5 fucks about what your sister fucking
So
talked
I
about her
can like
dress.
not post your numbers on Instagram. I'm not following you. Like you're not. No, I'm done with you. Okay.
Heck no.
Back to
I just
me.
want to make sure that the guy who was mean to the teacher and like they broke up before the end, remember? She was like, he
Yeah.
was like obsessed with his sister and like this whole Cersei and everything. Um, I hope that she finds a man that is deserving of her and he is in squalor.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. You know what's funny though? Like every time, I don't know if you feel this like way when you watch the reunion, but I'm always like, who is that again? Or like when they show people from like previous seasons because they have such a
Because
glow
they
up.
don't look, they all look the same.
Look, no, they none of them look the same, and it's so hard to like tell. And you're like, what the hell?
No,
Like,
the
what's
same as
this
each
movie
other.
magic? Like, I just watched hours of you. How do I not know what you look like?
Well, also in the reunion, the women were all stunning.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
The guy with the long hair should have cut his hair. Joey, he's a douche lord. Whatever.
His head is so enormous. I could never get over that.
He needs to just play football and shut up. Like that's all he needs to do. Like go play football and shut up. You're annoying. Get off fucking reality
That's
TV.
right.
And on that note,
I think that,
um,
oh, I don't know. Did we do
yeah,
good anything?
I think that's good. I'm
Yep.
gonna drop a shiza ton of shout outs and links and stuff in the description of this episode. I definitely think that everyone needs to watch The Pit. Let me know what you think of season. Oh, well, it's season one. Let me know what you think of episode two, The Bike Rider. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll know what I'm talking about. You'll
All
know what I'm talking
right.
about. Let me see if you get queasy too.
All right.
Excited to hear about it.
Bye.
See you next week.